Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I am Noel A. Figueroa, aka the Anointed Pen, and this is the latest edition of Spotlight on the Scribes. This is a special edition of Spotlight on the Scribes, Women Who Work Their Words. This is a special edition of Spotlight on the Scribes to celebrate Women's History Month. And I have an awesome lineup of a couple of features. One I'm very familiar with of her work. She's been on my platform previously, Miss Ameerah Shabazz-Bilal, and I'm also introducing and connecting with for the first time the second feature, Miss Carmen Bardiguez Brown. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're in for an evening of awesome, energetic and inspirational poetry. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Now, for those not already familiar with me, my name is Noel A. Figueroa. I am a poet, author, blogger, workshop facilitator, and event host. And I am the creator of the Poets for Purpose poetry workshop, which I established in 2018. Now, for those that may not already be familiar with Women's History Month, this is a brief write-up that was taken from Wikipedia.com. Women's History Month is an annual declared month that highlights the contributions of women to events in history and contemporary society. It is celebrated during March in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia, corresponding with International Women's Day on March 8th, and during October in Canada, corresponding with the celebration of Persons Day on October 18th. The commemoration began in 1978 as Women's History Day in Sonoma County, California, and was championed by Gerda Lerner and the National Women's History Alliance to be recognized as a national week in 1980, and then a month in 1987 in the United States, spreading internationally after that. Now, this is who we have joining us this evening for the open mic portion, and these are in no particular order. We have Miss Sonia Stuckey, Rescue Poetics, Johnson Sold Out, Teresa Rose Jertson, and Emily Vieweg. With that being said, we're just going to jump right in. The order for the open mic will be as follows. When you come to the mic, you can state your name and your social media handles. And you can mention any books that you have out or coming out, or any events you may have coming up, and then you can get into your poetry. There's a two poem limit for the open mic portion. And with that being said, we're gonna jump right in. I'm going to, let's see, I'm sorry, 1 second. Let me just get out of this view. Okay, first, I'm going to call first Rescue Poetics to the mic. Rescue Poetics, are you ready?
Sure am. Hola, beautiful ones. It is an honor and pleasure to be here with everyone and to be among such fine company. I'm currently in Jersey City and I have quite a few events coming out. I will share my social media in the chat so that everyone can connect. And I look forward to getting to know everyone here. So this first piece is a piece that I co-wrote with Tony Alderando out of California. And it started as a conversation. So here goes. I just put on my revolutionary jacket. It was hanging in the closet. I just put it on. It hangs no more. I just put on my revolutionary jacket, all worn and torn, dusted off the trauma of lives lost in the name of freedom, of basic human rights. I just put on my revolutionary jacket, pulled it from under the basket covered by memories of life's other jackets. I just put on my revolutionary jacket. I just pulled it from underneath the lies of capitalism. I've had it to hide the revolutionary of self. I look in the mirror, no longer recognizing the revolution that once burned in my eyes, patches of the past protest, stitched down the front, heavy from grief, slumping my shoulders down. Where did that fight go? Superpowers dulled by daily dichotomy to what keys to the power of transformation. Where did the light go? Stripped by media's constant and persistent, unrelenting onslaught of rebellious quash, honoring those who didn't make it instead of celebrating the living, the fighters, the new revolutionary jackets. Where did the belief go? Staring into the mask of fear, oppression, scratching away unity, accepting false legends from false prophets as they collect our jackets, claim them as their own. Who are we without those stories kept safe in the pockets of our jackets? What revolution do we see when the clothes used to define us wrap around and tie behind us? I just put on my revolutionary jacket. It was hanging in the closet. I just put it on. It hangs no more. It's been too long in the dark, covered in plastic to oppress its magic. I just put on my revolutionary jacket. Form fit to my ribs, frayed sleeves, just right, threads hugging my backbone, giving me strength, ready for the front line. Buttons in line and in time, recollections of ideals in their shine. I just put on my revolutionary jacket. When are you putting yours on? Thank you. And that was called Revolutionary Jacket. This next piece that I'm going to share with you is recently shows up in the anthology, in the Moonstone anthology, and it's called Stories. And it's perfect because the theme for 2023 Women's History Month is those women who tell our story. Cut loose the chains of things past, shed of that which once bound me. I use my voice to awaken the strength of those with hopes and awakened dreams. Within my voice, strong and true words spoken to share the life I bring to bear, experiences I survive, scars that will never lie, even those have stories. My mark I leave as an unworldly possession, mountains that reach beyond the horizon into new ages, not in the voice of a prophet, with the convictions of a poet in a story begun long before me. I am here but to carry on the chronicle of my ancestors, goddesses of lives past, those who have shaped the opening of freedom with their sacrifices, their magic, their stories. I live, melodic memories, stretched beyond time into generations and generations and generations, a constant evolution to the next, bringing with me the light of those who seek to voice their own stories, her stories, our stories, one and all, roars of queens. There are no whispers in the universe of strength. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Excellent, excellent poetry, Rescue Poetics. Good to see you again virtually, nevertheless, but always a pleasure hearing your poetry. Thank you so much for sharing your poems this evening and for your participation. And also congratulations on your recent accomplishments. I'm very happy for you and I wish you continued success.
Thank you, likewise, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, on the open mic, I'm going to call Teresa Rose Jertson. Teresa, are you ready?
Yeah. Yes. Whoops. Yeah. Trying to get the volume. I mean,
There you
the
go.
picture.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you? Good to see you again.
Hi. Yes, nice seeing you too. I actually have my book this time. I think the last time I was on, I didn't have the book yet. So this is the cover of the book. It's called
Awesome.
The Chameleon Chronicles. If anyone's interested in a copy, you can contact me on social media. My social media on Instagram is The Chameleon Poetic. And on Facebook, it's just my name, Teresa Rose Jertson. Or you can also get it through Red and Green Books. So I'm going to read a poem that was also featured on an NPR with Yvonne Booz a while back, called Little Bird. Little bird, where are you going after you leave your first home? Will you fly off to start great adventures or remain hidden, refusing to roam? Will you meet your partner for life or will you cower and die alone? No, spreading your wings to rise to astonishing heights. That is my prayer for you every night. Little bird, your mama knew when it was time for you to soar. She gave you the push that you didn't ask for. And I also have photographs and drawings in my book as well that are done by me. So that's the first piece. Was looking for this other one that is called Living Like a Tree. I'm not sure what page it is on, is my problem. Go to the contents. Hold on, I'm sorry. There it is. It's on page 71. I don't know where things are in this book. I should know where they are since I put it together. Okay, here we go. My hands always busy, my mind always working, my body always moving. No time to rest. Have to keep moving. Death will come in its time now, more sooner than later. Resting is for the dead. I will push on. I won't lay down and die. My will is stronger. Yes, a strong will should get me through this life despite its troubles. I will be planted and strong, like this tree, forever bending with the gales, storms, hurricanes of the world. I will not topple. I will flex, almost to break, but not breaking. Leaves will fall, branches may shed, but the purpose is to stand tall as a testimony to those that were cut down. Thank you.
Awesome, Terry. Thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
At least virtually anyhow. Congratulations again on your book. I started reading it a while back. I thoroughly enjoyed what I've read. And I
Thank
wish
you.
you all the best and what you have, whatever you have coming up next. Thank you so much for coming by tonight.
Thank you for letting me read.
Thank you. Awesome, awesome. All right. As we move on, there's some people on the open mic list that aren't that haven't arrived as of yet. So before I get to the first feature, is there anyone online right now that would like to share any poetry for the open mic portion before we move into the features? Okay, Lady Benita, if you're ready, you can step to the mic.
Wait a minute. Am I on?
Hey, good evening. How you doing?
Hi, how are you? I don't know if is my camera on?
Yeah,
Oh.
I can see you.
Oh. Okay. How was everyone tonight? I hope everyone's well. This is a piece that I wrote actually about a couple months ago. I think this will actually help. It's more so like a story. And the title of this piece is called Rape. I'm only going to do one poem tonight. I don't want to hold up the features. This poem is called Rape. It was only 48 and she was starting to think that it was too late to realize what was almost her fate. Thoughts of a potential crime scene as two bodies outlined between the sheets where the truth was already written on the wall. But it always seemed like to go down like that before nightfall. He was the kind of guy who was full of lies and played the game of writing pieces that sounded plagiarized. All the while he remained in disguise, plotting her demise. And with the intention not to mention he was a flirt, just out here chasing skirts. He wrote her sweet nothings of elaborate poetry and short stories, gassing her head up to get her to let down her guard. All the while his ego was getting his penis hard. He moved smooth like butter on pancakes and was unyielding on the brakes. For goodness sakes, he was pulling out all the stakes. And with her is whatever it takes to conquer. He was on a mission to throw off her purpose and wanted her under his full submission. She was the new muse on the block. And with a shock, within 1 week's time, he was already shooting his shot. Within weeks, one time, he was already shooting his shot and caught between the hues of something new, but yet same old game, same story, different cast. It all was just happening so fast. Ready to bump and grind, his approach was to maximize her time while pretending to be kind. And blinded by his smooth words of affirmation and alliteration, she believed the hype when he told her she was his prototype. Captivated by the lingo as she was eager to mingle, just like a Pringle, she got addicted for more, for what was in store. And naive for being lured into a label of being called a whore. But somehow deep down inside, as she began to pry with questions, in came the redirections, hot and cold, shallow responses, just to hurry along to what he was really after. Brief moments of innocent kisses rapidly turned into dismissives of how she felt, her written and verbal boundaries crossed. And as her words got lost, the more his hands began to travel across her uncharted secrets of her body. The more she said no, the more he slickly coerced her with his force of removing her clothing. Stop, pause, heavy breathing. Stop, pause, heavy breathing. In her mind, she could only think of how they just met in 1 week's time. It was only 48, and she was starting to think that it was too late to realize what was almost her fate. Thoughts of a potential crime scene as two bodies once outlined between the sheets, where the truth was already written on the wall. But it always seemed to go down like that just after nightfall. As the tears began to fill her eyes because she fell for his lies, trying to express at that moment how she felt. But she was just another notch on his belt. So much for trust. She was looking for love, but he was simply looking to fulfill his lust. Rape. Thank you.
Wow, Lady Benita, thank you so much for sharing that powerful, powerful piece on a subject that is very important to be, shared, talked about, addressed. It must have taken a lot to put that together.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I hope when sharing that, it's some sort of therapy.
Yeah.
More or less, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because whether or not even, because sometimes when we write poetry, it doesn't necessarily affect us directly, but it still affects us to a degree. You know what I mean? So thank you for sharing that. And can you share where you can be found on social media?
Yes, it's lady.benita on Instagram. Let me put it in the that's on IG.
Okay, awesome. And
Yeah.
are there any books that you have or any events?
I'm actually working on a book now called Lady Benita's Love Journey. Rape is like one of my latest poems that I wrote, along with Synergy. Rape was actually a really personal experience that actually happened a couple months ago. Rape was actually acronyms of resistance against pussy exploitation. And so it's just a lot of things that, I thought it was a really great story that I had to channel into to be able to be vulnerable.
Wow, that's very, very powerful, no doubt. Well, I wish you all the best with this project, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Because if it's anything like this poem, then it's going to have a powerful impact, no question.
Yes, it's definitely the highs and lows of just my journey about love and life, so.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure everybody can relate. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for having the courage to share that, because I know that's a very heavy subject and it's not always easy to talk about. So thank you for having the courage to share. And I pray, that it has an impact and that you reach who you need to reach with that subject matter.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead into introducing the first feature for the evening, Miss Ameerah Shabazz-Bilal. I've had the honor and the pleasure of connecting with her on several occasions. She has graced my platform beforehand, including having an interview for my podcast, the P.W.P sessions, which you can find on the Poets with Purpose YouTube channel. So before she begins, I'm going to share my screen and share her bio. So this is the bio for Miss Ameerah Shabazz-Bilal. Ameerah Shabazz-Bilal is an award-winning poet, recipient of the Maria Mazziotti Gillian Literary Service Award in 2021 from Newark, New Jersey. She has a unique talent for telling stories through poetry and visual arts. Ameerah is the founder and facilitator of When Women Speak and When People Speak, poetry platforms for creative voices, support, and empowerment. She is the author and the illustrator of Breathing Through Concrete, a poetry anthology. Her works are featured in publications Every Kind of Lady and her sister pages, Philadelphia Says Black Lives Matter, Womb of the Violet 2, American Muslim Journal, Soup Can Magazine Issue 2, online published, Life in Quarantine, Global Pandemic. She has to her credit the inspiring and publishing of over 300 student authors and illustrators, and as a teacher, the facilitation of many student performances. Ameerah has performed on platforms such as When Women Speak, the Lincoln Park Poetry Festival, NBPAC, the Newark Arts Festival, the Hartford Literary Festival, and the Patterson Poetry Festival. She was a board member for Keys to Success, an organization cultivating students in the area of classical music. She is a photographer with work in multiple galleries and exhibits throughout New Jersey. She has shared her work on stages such as the Lincoln Park Music Festival, NBPAC, New Eureka Poets Cafe, the Newark Arts Festival, and multiple other creative venues. Her mantra is, poetry isn't poetry unless it's poetry isn't poetry unless it's spoken word. And I also must mention, okay, let me stop sharing this because I'm getting excited right now because I'm very happy to share that she has also released an anthology. My background might be messing with the view, but she has released an anthology called When Women Speak, Poetry Anthology Volume 1. So if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, check out her work. And now without further ado, I introduce Miss Ameerah Shabazz-Bilal. Hey, Ameerah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. That was too cute. The red kimar on the cover of that book blended right into your background.
Right? Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
How are you today? Good to see you.
Beautiful. I'm beautiful. I'm home recovering from a few things, but I'm moving right along, and I'm so happy to be here to share poetry and to hear others share their work. So far, it's off to an amazing program, Noah, and I have to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Glad to have you to share this evening.
Yes, I will post the link for the When Women Speak poetry anthology in the chat as soon as I'm done with my set. And I'd like to say, yes, I am the founder and facilitator of that platform, which hosts women poets. A lot of the women that are in the audience today have also shared and are part of our conglomerate at this point. And I'm looking forward for further submissions to the next anthology, which, by the way, was a #1 seller. And if you pick up a copy, you'll understand why. It's a beautiful publication with beautiful poetry by women poets. And I invite all of you to join the When Women Speak platform. And without further ado, I'm going to start my set, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am. The mic is yours.
How poets sing and die, make one song and heaven takes it, have one heart and beauty breaks it. Chatterton, Shelley, Keats, and I, oh, how us poets sing and die. The moon marked and touched by sun, moon follows sun and never lose its pace, always with that gentle smile on his face. My magic is unwritten, but when the sea turns back, it will leave my shape behind. I shape shift often, carrying whatever may be, keeps my mind free of lunacy. I seek no favor, untouched by blood, unrelenting as the course of love, permanent as my errors or my pride. I do not mix love with pity, nor hate with scorn. And if you would know me, look into the entrails of the Uranus where the restless oceans pound. I do not dwell within my birth or any divinity, who am ageless and half grown and still seeking my sisters, the sister witches of Dahamni. Wear me inside their coiled claws as our mother did mourning. I have been woman for such a long time. For such a long time. You see, we women shape-shift through our words like nights on hills with stars as lanterns. We brighten life and our silence has meaning. But oh, when we speak, when we speak. When women speak, earths move. When women speak, we echo voices from fro ancestry chambers. When women speak, they pass down bloodlines of stories of him and her and they. You know the souls of ancestors. You got to get to know the souls of sisters far and deep. You get to know the souls of you and me. When women speak, there's a connecting valve of understanding of life and death and mothers and daughters and aunts and clans and whole tribes of human existence connecting. When women speak, hear them soul speak, sister, speak. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects. When women speak, hold on, listen for the rhythm of the drum. Beat, 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 beat for the djembe drum. Be wombs too. They be female, and their tongues lash out through winds of oppression, glad tides, and murderous cries. When women speak, beat, beat, beat. Beat spirits across continents, across nations, across oceans. Listen for the djembe drum when women speak. When women speak, all of humanity connects. Whole DNA becomes one, venturing from the veins of the liquids and the fluids of Mother Eve out into the world. When women speak, there is freedom. Speak freedom into souls, walk them north, walk them cross borders, cross the land they bled to cultivate. Beat them feet, beat them feet, beat them feet. No man shall turn back. Hear the voices that travel from the throat over tongue waves through luscious lips and teeth. Speak, Moses, speak. When women speak, secret codes will be unleashed. The secret code of freedom quilts will cover sisters. Walk like the drunkard, fly like the geese. Watch for the log cabin. Speak, wagon wheel, speak, speak, speak. This tongue be speaking code in tongue when women speak. When women speak, speak Amanda Gorman, speak. Speak Harriet, speak. Speak Maya, speak. Speak Angela, speak. Speak, speak Tony, speak. Speak, women, speak. Our voices lift others as we climb. Speak. That was number one. I'm going to keep it on the tone of women since this is women's history, and I'm just going to black out with women's stuff, okay? My body, my body, my body is a blues song. Don't nobody loves me like me loves me. When I walk, I hear the wails of Lucille. My bole swagger like bones that talk, like they's trying to get marrow out of stone. Like nobody better ask me where they put the axe. Trees be trembling when they see me, I swear Harriet done crisscross through my stretch marks, adding verses to my song. You got that body, you got that body, you got that body. The body of a slave girl. Back is strong but bruised. Only Aunt Sarah understands the dues paid. Skin melanin crown. You birth futures, you birth futures, you birth. They gonna be free embryos though. Don't know, don't know, don't know. My body sings out in misery. Ain't no love like I don't even loves me. I done rubbed this skin like eyes trying to free DNA droppings of me. My stomach curves up mountains only she gods can flatten. Warrior marks and curves of seas sing, C sharps, whose verse name they call cesarean. These here Ugandan tribal marks they call cesarean. Ripping through the same skin, eyes rubbed and wiped to be free. Rubbed and wiped, rubbed tissues, dermis, bloody cuticles, ripped foreskins to be free. I gotta love me. It sings out to ladies everywhere. I swear, Gaga do, Gabriel too. Oprah sang with me, to me, too. Me too. Stop calling Satan girl. Spine bent, hips went, good for cotton picking, birthing whole Negro spirituals. Wade in the water, wade in the water, nurturing with tits of mother's milk, flat from feeding, bleeding, and rubbing thighs. I do not like my body. My body is me. Free, 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 tied to living, married to dying, singing songs like crying. My body be, my body be, my body be the jazz of life. She's a dark brown color sister, when allowed to be somebody's missus. Tired and slick-tongued, sharp-minded behind her quietness. She hides her goldenness with a hidden wicked smile. She even switches her ass needlessly when tired. She be mama. Well, somebody's mama. Out of nature, she fights off unwanted vibrations, curated hate that passes for affection. She keeps her mind like a blade ready to fight, sharp with gleam, her grin pointed ready to pierce. She be fierce. Her soul plays the unwanted game. She has this thin skin, but never wanes. Swallows spit globs to hold back emotions that could kill air. Swallows thoughts, but keeps her tongue clear, ready to lie, to spit, to dance, or play truth or dare. She understands the necessity for pain, patience, and far more seriously, miscalculated movements. Unthought out plans. She once slapped her child into the middle of next week. Went to pick her up, realizing faultless the child was beat. She shot a lover for the abuser he was, straight out of the neighborhood where everyone was called cuz. She be mama. Well, somebody's mama. She believed ain't no jail sentence worse than when they take your child away, whether in the hood by blood, in a court by chains. She holds it down to keep steady the fort. She ain't superhuman, nah, but her tongue kisses soft but be filled to run pure venom, and her bite, well, you know, she be mama. Well, somebody's mama anyway. This is for you, mama. For the mamas holding down the fort with smiles inside and waves to children playing on courts, tears hidden by rain as cheeks pudge from too much pie and chili and cake and eating fears away, pains, life. For the mamas who look so good on the outside while closets burst from hidden blemishes, displaced broken hearts, tears in crumbled napkin pocket parts, wounds, lesions, birthmarks, stretch marks, abandoned dreams and smiles. And if you look hard enough, maybe some too small clothing hangs there too, right next to the polished bones, mostly the secret scars which stare back through scabs like band-aids that couldn't ever cover. For the head wraps and the waist beads, used to wrap up and hold down wayward gnarls and curls, tight to the head, bouncing only when flattened by beds, memories hidden in pillow feathers, moistened by light and night dew, and storms weathered, edges pointed up from smiles burnt in through the years, births complete, graduations, winning baseball games, smiles back when friends aren't looking, for smiles only mamas can give, while lifting chins when faith and hope give in. If not for mama's warmth and grin, hold your head up, hold it up. We know what your breath gives, through switches off trees to switches of hips and prayers on bended knees, to yelling at folks on the street like beams, holding soft hands full of Twinkies and lemonades and corner store candy and dirty peppermints from the bottom of your pocketbook. We lick the lint and the tobacco and the perfume smells and the cotton from the tissues held tight with snot and tears and smiled with tongues sweetened because this was happiness. And if you knew how to smile back, mama, from inside you would. Your teeth would hold cheer instead of chatter, breaking any unwanted cycle of curses year after year. So mama, so that even when you're gone, mama, even when you're gone, no breath, no air. We hold wet, sticky, sweet smiles in our hearts, wishing for one more piece of dirty candy shaped like a heart from your purse bottom and seeing you near. Thank you, mama, my dear. Home. So I think that was for Noel. I think I'm out of time here.
My God, as always, I'm almost speechless because Jesus, I mean, your work speaks volumes. I mean, the level of emotion you put into your work, coupled with the subject matter, I'm just in awe. I'm in awe, and as always, I appreciate you sharing. You're one of many inspirations to me, and I appreciate your art, and I appreciate you as a person, and I really appreciate you taking time to be on my platform to share your heart, through your work. So thank you so much. I was thoroughly blessed tonight, as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel. And thank you all for the comments in the chat. I appreciate it. I'll put the link for the book there. I'm hanging out to hear the rest of you guys. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. And be sure to share where you can be found on social media as also.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, y'all. We're going to move into our next feature for the evening. I'm going to be reading an abbreviated bio of Miss Carmen Rodriguez-Brown. I believe she posted her full bio in the chat, and it could also be found in the Facebook group, Poets for Purpose, and I'm sure she'll have it on her social media links as well. So I'm going to share my screen and read her bio at this time. So our second feature for this evening is Miss Carmen Rodriguez-Brown, and this is my very first time connecting with her on my platform. So I'm looking forward to hearing her share this evening. Carmen Rodriguez-Brown is a Puerto Rican, New Yorican poet. Ray Santitiesban showcases her work in the documentary Latino Poets in the United States. She has read at the New Yorican Poets Cafe, the Fez, Mad Alex Foundation, Smoke, the Soho Hearts Festival, Longwood Gallery, The Kitchen, the Bowery Poetry Club, the Boricua College Poetry Series, Governor Island Poetry Festival, Harvard University, Bronx Music Heritage Center, Greenlight Bookstore, Se Buscan Poetas Poetry Reading Series, and many other venues. Her poems are in various anthologies, such as Aloud Voices from the New Yorican, Manteca and Afro-Latino Poets in the United States, Horatio 2, edited by Elaine Sexton, I Can't Breathe, Musings in the Time of the Pandemic, Trauma, Tresses and Truth, Untangling Our Hair Through Personal Narrative, edited by Lizette Wanzer, and others. Miss Rodriguez-Brown has 5 poetry books, Straight from the Drums, Dreaming Rhythms, Despertando el Silencio, Al Otro Lado del Mundo, collaboration with Julio Cesar Paz, Meditation on Love, Dancing, Loss and Forgiveness, 3 Poets, a collaboration with Marlena Madro Balaf and Julio Cesar Paz. Her latest book is For the Love of Cooking, a cooking memoir of Chef Tao. She is currently working on 2 experimental pieces, and you can find her on Instagram, Twitter, and cbbpoetry.wordpress.com. And she has her link tree as well for additional links. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce Miss Carmen Rodriguez-Brown. Hey, Carmen, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, buenas noches, Noel, and thank you for the invitation. And thank you for the fellow poets. I really, truly enjoy all of your work. So here we go. Babaluhache, orillas bembete, ay de en la porción, orillas suelache, asfalto bembeando, candomble candoneando, sirenas balbuciendo, los sueños penetrando. Enchantes sol, embrujenme, ay con el sol, consuelache, orillas suelache, orillas suelache, ashe, ashe, ashe. Única. I am amapolas, chrysanthemums, guanabana, and the tender meat of ripe mangoes. My skin has bathed in crimson roses and birthed life in a jungle of impossibilities. This body has river scars that lacerated the souls of thousands of warriors. Like an Amazon, I fought my right to caress my wounds and see the pain in kisses engulfed in the aroma of orchids. I breathe cinnamon and acerola. Sweet coconut milk travels through my brains. I am spicy peppers marinated in the warm, sweet oil of ancient olives. I am rhythms of conga, timbales, bongos, and clave, remeneando manos, hombros, piernas, caderas, muslos. Ancient movements encrypted in every cellular DNA strand. Yemaya is my mother, but my spirit is thunder. I create universes one at a time. I am the daughter, sister, grandmother, lover of every dream at any time. I am what I am, a unique and extraordinary woman. Rican issues. Say what? Could you please repeat? Did you say molleta, prieta, morena? Oh, African. Soy puertorriqueña. Yes, Puerto Rican. That I don't look what? Oh, I guess I don't look café con leche, mancha de plátano, mulata, hielo, grifa. By the way, I did not know that there was a Puerto Rican look. And what exactly is that? That I just look more what? Well, ¿y tu abuela dónde está? I should say abuela, tío, tía, y todo el barrio. Let me tell you something. For your information, most Ricans are a mix of Africans, Spaniards, and Native Americans called Tainos. By the way, no one has seen a Taino in the last 500 years. So exactly, you know what that means. My English is covered with spices, spices from the Caribbean, spices that you might find strange because you were born in this cold fast food mall of a country where Spanish is a foreign word that you are ashamed to learn. And when you try, it's not there, only mumbles of a murmur, susurrando el olvido, a regañadientes, pretendiendo, escondiendo la vergüenza. You remember Puerto Rico on the second Sunday of every June, when everybody is suddenly proud to be Puerto Rican. No, the word is Boricua. Boricuas here, Boricuas there, Boricuas everywhere. And everyone waves the flags that they don't even understand. And no one knows why they are here. Yes, here now, do you know? Why your parents or grandparents vinieron aquí? ¿De qué pueblo? ¿Cuándo te bañaste en las aguas calientes del Caribe? Better yet, do you really know that we all came from the motherland, Africa? Even the Spanish people that came with Colón, Columbus, however you want to say it, lived 700 years under the Moors. You heard that right. The Moors as in Arabs, as in Black Arabs. So in other words, not only I, but we have over 500 years of African mestizaje. The so-called white people that everyone is so proud of, as in my grandparents are from Spain. Well, if they are, they too have negritos in them. Remember the Gitanos? But that is another story. Getting back to the Boricuas issues, what history do you know? Ever heard of Agüeybaná, Albizu Campos, Pales Matos, Rafael Betances, Arturo Schomburg, Francisco Yer, Julia de Burgos, Rafael Hernández, Segundo Ruiz Belvis, Enrique Laguerre, Mariana Bracetti, Pedro Pietri? Still having problems figuring me out? Or is it that you just don't know who you are? This is a little long. Wonder. At this moment, a star says her last goodbyes. An old couple kisses as they walk the promenade. A crying child is consoled by her mother. A soldier follows orders, and his soul is lost in a lifetime of regrets. The Amazon is gasping for air. Strange airplanes navigate our skies. Sorry. Dolphins talk to each other. An orchid blooms. A river burns in methane. A father hugs his son. A sad young man plays guitar in the park. Cloud formations dance in the skies. We hear strange sounds. Our cells die a silent death. Millions of cells are born. We hear laughter in playgrounds. At this moment, lovers live alive. Galaxies collide. Bread is baked in a brick oven. We forget who we are. Plants give us oxygen. Conflicted emotions hijack our thoughts. We think we're different. Politicians are corporate puppets. Lovers' hearts dance. Another Black man is shot. At this moment, we have the largest incarcerated population in the world. Oscar Lopez Rivera, Mumia Abdul-Jabbar, and Leonard Peltier rot in prison for believing in justice and a more equal love. At this moment, someone says, I love you whilst loving someone else. I search for answers. I ask questions. I cry for you. At this moment, I give anything to kiss you and hear your voice. Loneliness is our faithful companion, and we wonder what is life. At this moment, someone is raped. Silence is loud. Students don't learn. Monastic chants, hunger claims millions. A newborn opens her eyes. A dancer waltzes in a small city plaza. Another child drowns in an ocean of indifference. At this moment, Earth travels around the sun. The universe expands. Death is the beginning of life. Pain is all I know. Injustice engulfs our existence, and we succumb to fear. At this moment, we forget to love. At this moment, we forget to love. Someone realizes that we are all one. At this moment, I close my eyes. I notice my breathing. Now is possible. At this moment, two souls are one. Wonder is a miracle. We are cosmic dust. Imagination is life. Impermanence is real. Hearts beat, breathe. Hearts beating, beating. We breathe. Hearts beating. And we breathe in. And the last poem, I wrote this for to Bad Bunny. Okay, your name is Bad Bunny, a take on a beloved mischievous cartoon character. It says it all. Subversion, realist, funny, mal hablado, salseando, reggaeteando, merengueando y sazoneando. Sofrito puertorro boricua, observando la realidad. 500 años y contando. Bailamos, tatareamos, moviendo el cuerpo, culo sin vergüenza, una cultura, una fortaleza, una nación, un verano sin ti. Son las noches que sueño con una bandera. El apagón iluminó la condición y esos ojitos vieron la situación, bailando despacito, acurrucada con el coquí y tomando coquito. Los tres reyes se ríen con las estupideces del Santa. En Puerto Rico no hay nieve, solo amaneceres llenos de esperanza. Bad Bunny, el conejo con la sonrisa que no puedes olvidar. Y ahora nos diste un chiste para burlar. Speaking in non-English, puñeta y qué carajo. Desde 1898, cuando llegaron los americanos, vivimos en dos mundos, en dos lenguas, y el español nos lo condenan. Pa'l carajo dijiste. ¿Y ahora quién se ríe? Speaking non-English, speaking free, los boricuas y los ricans son un pueblo en dos. Lo mismo hablamos del inglés neoyorrican y el español caribeño. Pregúntale a Tato Nieves y a Algarín. Bailamos plena, reggaetón, salsa, mambo y guaguancó. El español que condenó a nuestros taínos ahora nos afirma. Speaking non-English, the world speaks in non-English, assholes. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God. Just as with Ameerah's work, I'm almost speechless with your work because it's so profound and it speaks volumes to a lot of things. Like going back to Ameerah, when she was sharing her poem, When Women Speak, you know, while she was reciting that poem, I just had a vision and a reminder of like every woman when speaking, she's not only speaking from herself, but she's speaking for the people in the past and speaking for the present to provide a voice for the future, because women are just as powerful as men in the sense that they are just as capable of speaking truth to power to the realities that we all face. And just as Ameerah did, I think it was your first or second poem, what caught my ear when you was talking about, I think I'm paraphrasing, but you were saying that you were like, oh, did you expect Puerto Ricans to have a certain look? And the first thing I was immediately reminded of was the colorism that we deal with as Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, Dominicans, you know, because there's racism amongst ourselves, you know, with the whole light skin, dark skin, you know, issue. That's like the first thing that immediately came to mind, because unfortunately at this time, we know we're still debating that, you know, like, or like, oh, you're Puerto Rican, you don't look Puerto Rican, but like, what, and you're like, what are you talking about? Don't you know that the only difference between us is a boat stop? You know what I mean? So your work is very profound. It was awesome. I mean, it speaks volumes to a lot of things. And I thank you for the opportunity to, you know, that for you coming through to share your work. You know, I really, very inspiring, very powerful. And I appreciate you taking time to share. Thank you so much. Now, do you have any projects or any events coming up that you would like to share with the audience this evening?
I'm mainly teaching writing, and I do have a workshop with Latina 50 plus on April, oh my God, April 29, I think. And I have a panel with this great anthology called Tresses and Hair and True, which is edited by Lisette Wanser. And basically it's an anthology of how the issue of black hair
Mhm.
affects our identity, and it's a political issue. You know?
Mhm.
And you have great work from so many sisters, you know, poetry, short stories, narratives. And so I'm going to be in a panel, but I'm sorry, I'm the worst publicist, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
So but I'm mainly also working on two things, a little bit experimental, you know, so see how that goes.
Oh, that's excellent. Congratulations. So for anyone wanting information about those events, they can just go to your social media links.
That's right. That's right. There
Okay,
will be.
awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Was a pleasure connecting with you. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future. I really enjoyed your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for all my fellow poets. You were fantastic, all of you.
Awesome,
Amazing.
awesome. Thank you so much. Now, there were some poets that were missing from the open mic list. So I have a little bit time left over before I close out. So if there's anyone that wants to share one more poem for the night, you're welcome to share at this time. Otherwise, I'll close out. Rescue, you could come on.
Thank you. I didn't want to do this before because I didn't want to steal Ameerah's When Women Speak anthology, but I would love to share my When Women Speak piece if that's okay. So give me 1 second, let me just pull it up here. Because you think I'd know it by heart, but I don't. So give me 1 second. But in the meantime, I have the honor and the pleasure of collaborating with Ameerah and sharing space with Ameerah on projects of When Women Speak. We did a video workshop for Bergen County players last year. Was that last year? Time goes so fast. And if you'd like to check that out, you can find that on YouTube. It was an amazing experience. So here we go. When women speak, cuando mujeres hablan. When women speak, we are reminded that kindness is not weakness. Hablamos de nuestra cultura, vida, de donde nuestra espacio no deja. Articulate with more than voices. When women speak, whispers of wisdom tell forgiveness does not erase the story. Forgiveness does not erase the trauma. Forgiveness does not erase the memory. When women speak, actions of sacrifice, moments of pain, lifetimes of vulnerability, lessons in defeat, encouragement through victory and community. When women speak, bending and never breaking. Cuando mujeres hablan, hablamos de nuestros corazones con tranquilidad y al paso. Hablamos con acción, pasión y hablamos directamente. When women speak, we hear a community of stillness, give voice to the silent, embrace the wayward, welcome your voice in a universe of voices. When women speak, the language is based in love, built on a foundation of lessons, forced and created, giving strength to otherwise ignored. When women speak, cuando mujeres hablan, it takes a moment to articulate that the echo we hear is the voice of those who speak back, acknowledging and accepting that when women speak, we are not alone in this vast world of mothers, sisters, friends, partners. When women speak, our secrets are respected, protected, and eased. When women speak, we never speak alone. Gracias.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Rescue Poetics. That was excellent. That was excellent. When Women Speak. Awesome, awesome. Excellent. Anyone else would like to take the mic one more time before I close out?
What about you, Noel? You haven't done anything.
Mhm. Oh, definitely. It wouldn't be an open mic if I didn't share something. So I'll definitely step to the mic. I'm still working on new material. So I'll just take something from my book, One Man's Journey, for those that are not familiar. You can find copies available through my blog, The Anointed Pen Scrolls, and I'll put that in the chat shortly. I think this poem suits the theme, being that it's Women's History Month. This poem is called The Woman That You Are. The woman that you are flows on a distinctive rhythm that rides on a ray of light flowing through a colorful prism that disperses multi-layers of color from a rainbow spectrum, set in place by God's hands with definition and foundation for you to stand on. The woman that you are defines her own voice and exercises her choice as to which road to take. That is the road of independence intertwined with talents to take you places where you can reach for what you want, where you can put God first and the ideas of ignorant heathens under your feet and claim victory over your life and not break a sweat doing it. You exalt femininity. The woman that you are overflows with kindness and concern, is eager for challenges, not wanting dull moments, but vibrant hues of heaven on earth that will accentuate your self-worth and ignite giving birth to new ideas and new directions and solid connections to your benefit. You got your head on your shoulders. The woman that you are can easily be the apple of any man's eye, for a real man would be a fool not to see all the things God made you to be. The woman that you are, positively, I agree that you will be anything you set your mind to be. Thank you. So that is The Woman That You Are. And you know what? I'll squeeze another piece. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, as a matter of fact, hey, Terry, absolutely. Terry, you have another? You can jump right in.
Sure. I have two pieces, but I'm just going to do one about my Nana. Nana, survivor, strength, came from a place of sustenance, even excess, stripped it all away, headed out to make your mark in the world. Adversity came your way, unexpected misfortune left you a widow with 3 children in the Great Depression. Don't I know where I get it from? You, Nana, you were a rock when our family turned their backs, or maybe you just said no. A faith in God would get you through those times of lack, and the church did help widows and orphans. Molly is what they called you. You changed it from Carmela. That name represented something that was sickly sweet and did not suit you. You who stuck your feet in the thick of it, trudging on when the journey was not easy. You who did not show a sign of weakness when faced with life's tribulations. Thank you. This is a picture of my Nana and her wedding picture in her wedding gown from, I guess, in the 30s or something. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, excellent, Terry. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to hear your work also. Thank you. Excellent, excellent. I think I'll squeeze in another piece. Let's see here. Sorry, y'all, give me just a moment. So I guess this poem can also go with the theme of Women's History Month. This is called A Woman in Time, also taken from One Man's Journey. A woman in time learns to conquer many barriers, which constantly engulf her well-being. From heartache to abuse to disrespect, a woman can carry herself, stand up for herself, and fight for herself, demanding her respect, demanding that she be loved truthfully, and speaking up when she is being physically and or mentally abused, letting her man know that she was not put on this earth to be treated like an animal, a doormat, or a slave. A woman in time makes her roles quite clear: the role of a wife, mother, sister, friend, lover, or cousin, a person with feelings, a person with substance, a person with intelligence and dignity. A woman in time uses her abilities to change what she can change and learns to cope with what she cannot change. A woman in time can make the coldest man become a warm heart and soul, and the warmest man an inferno of love and devotion. A woman in time can possibly become a woman that is mine, one that I will not be afraid to stand behind. Thank you. So that selection was also taken from One Man's Journey. And it can be found on my blog, The Anointed Pen Scrolls, at wordpress.com. Thank you all so much. So if no one else has anything to share for the evening, I'm going to share my screen one last time to give some closing remarks. Thank you all so much. So as we conclude this edition of Spotlight on the Scribes, I want to thank my features, Miss Ameerah Shabazz-Bilal and Miss Carmen Rodriguez-Brown. Thank you so much for featuring powerful poetry, very inspiring. And I also want to thank all of the open mic participants. Your poetry was very powerful and profound as well. As we close out this Women's History Month, I just want to encourage you all, to keep doing what you're doing. You have something to say. Your words are valid. Your words are important. Your words are needed, not just for women, but for the men as well. And I just want to just encourage you all to continue to be the strong, creative women that you are. I have been inspired by you all this evening. I'm not intimidated by the fact that I was the only man in this session tonight. That's okay. It's all good. I love hearing perspectives from women, and my plate and my cup was surely filled tonight. So thank you all so much for coming through. If you haven't already connected, you can go on to Facebook and sign up to be part of the group Poets with Purpose. You can also connect with the YouTube channel of the same name, Poets with Purpose, and I can be found on Twitter @PoetsWPurpose. Now, this next event I'm very excited about because it's my birthday and it's also my very first in-person event since last year. Scribes Cafe is having a special birthday edition celebrating the birthday of yours truly, Noelle Figueroa, on Friday, April 21st at 7:30 p.m. And tickets are going to be sold through Eventbrite. The link is scribescafebday.eventbrite.com. Admission is $10. It's going to be held at Bailey's Cafe, which is 324 Malcolm X Boulevard in Brooklyn, New York. All the information will be available through the Eventbrite link, and I'll be sure to share that in the chat before we close out. Seating or space rather is limited, and tickets will be available on a first come, first served basis. So if you're interested in going or know somebody who is, I encourage you all to get your tickets as soon as you can. For more information about Poets with Purpose or my podcast, the P.W.P sessions, you can call me at 646-372-6230 or email me at poetswithpurpose@gmail.com. All of my flyers and logos were designed by the awesome team at Eclipse Graphics, and they can be found on Instagram at @Eclipse Graphics New York, or you can go to their website, eclipsegraphicsny.com. And lastly, for those of you that may be interested in making a donation, you can do it through PayPal, Tap Media Man, Cash App, $Anointed Pen, or through Zelle utilizing my phone number, 646-372-6230. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends this edition of Spotlight on the Scribes. I'm going to throw in my blog link before I close. Let me just grab that for you right now. Okay, so the link to my blog is in the chat. If you're there, you can subscribe to my blog. You can get event announcements there. You'll find a link to purchase my book in the blog as well. And I also write articles about different subjects pertaining to my personal life experiences, current events, issues pertaining to the church, and a variety of other subjects. So with that, that is a wrap. Again, I thank you all so much for your participation and for your support. It's greatly appreciated. I wish you all a good evening, good night, and God bless. Thank you.